everybody, it's Kelly with Pookie and Bell. I'm back with a follow-up to the Heat Press Nation Signature Series Auto Open Clam 15 by 15 pull-out drawer heat press. A few things that I wanted to talk about. So I ordered this press on October 7th, and it was a late Wednesday night purchase. October 11th, 4 days later on a Sunday, FedEx delivered it. It is very heavy. This is not Heat Press Nation's fault. FedEx dropped it in the middle of our sidewalk and just left it there, and it was probably over 100 pounds. And I'm in Minnesota, and it's rainy, snowy weather right now, and they've done it with other packages. That's a whole FedEx issue. But when it arrived, everything seemed packaged really well. It had wood on the top of it. It was mounted to a piece of plywood in the bottom. Lots of foam and stuff in there holding everything together. However, I did not get a manual, and I did not get the lower Platen 15 by 15 cover. So I reached out to technical support. Well, first I tried to call, but it was a Sunday, so they were closed, and I was expecting that. So I sent an email to technical support thinking that's who I need to talk to, because I wasn't quite sure how some things went together with the press. I did not get a response from them. So at that point I tried to call, and the wait was over 30 minutes calling. So I was busy, and I went, I can't sit on hold that long. I can't even have my phone sitting there blocking the business line. So I hung up the phone and then sent an email to sales. Now, the response I got back from sales was just a confirmation email that they had shipped out a lower Platen cover. But they didn't reply to my email to them. They didn't let me know if they were sending a manual out with that Platen cover. I have yet to receive that Platen cover, so I don't know if there's a manual with it or not. At that point, I thought, okay, clearly this isn't important enough for them to even respond to in any other way than just, here's a shipping confirmation, we mailed it out to you. So on the 19th, I called because, again, I don't have a manual, and there's this part that holds this belt for the pressure gauge, kind of sure pressure, whatever they call it. And it would, after so many presses, it'd work its way up and fling off the press. And so my husband came down and looked at it. And of course, he's a little more mechanical than I am. And he noticed there's a screw in there, and I needed a little Allen wrench tool to be able to get in there and tighten it up so it wouldn't go flinging off. But of course, this didn't come with the press, and I was trying to use one that I had down here, and it wasn't fitting. It's a long story. I did not know that they came with like different ends, whether it's like star or square or octagon or whatever it is. But he ended up getting that fixed for me. But then we noticed there was really a lot of wobble with the upper heated Platen. So from the Heat Press Nation videos that I had watched on the press, they addressed the fact that there is some wobble in the press, and that it's made that way to kind of be able to even the press out when it's going down and you're pressing thicker items. So that's fine, but this was a lot of wobble, and it was a lot more wobble than it originally had when we had started pressing with it. So we were a little bit concerned. We found some other videos, one that Rybeats had done, but that didn't really fix it. We were able to get it a little bit tightened up where there's a nut on the press, and it had worked its way loose with just pressing and pressing. And then with that pressure, when it auto opens, it just boom. We think it just had kind of loosened things up there. So he tightened some things there because, again, we tried to call, and we sat on hold for 20 minutes, and I got this really nice guy on the phone, and I thought, all right, we're going to get somewhere. I started to tell him the story, and then we got disconnected. So I immediately was like, no. I waited for about 15 minutes to see if he was going to call back, because he'd had my account and everything pulled up at that point, and he did not. So I called back again, and this time the wait was 27 minutes, and then I got through and somebody answered, and it immediately disconnected again. So at this point I'm going, all right, I'm over an hour in on this, and I've got to get to work, so I did not try and call them back again. Now, this all started from the 7th when it was ordered to the 11th when I received it. Emailed tech support the day I received it on the 11th. Didn't hear back from them. 3 days later, on the 14th, I emailed sales. The next day I received the email stating that they were shipping out the lower Platen. It was just the shipping confirmation. And now it is the 21st, and I still have not received the Platen cover. I'm sure it's just coming regular USPS snail mail, so who knows when that will show up. I don't really need it. I have 15 by 15 Platen covers here since my other presses use them, but kind of figured it was included with it and I paid for it, so I would have liked to have had it, but I really, really would have liked to have had the manual more. So that's where I'm sitting. Now, that's kind of the whole mess, you know, that I dealt with, where I did feel like one thing that was lacking is I work with stalls a lot too, and I'm telling you, it sounds like I'm not an affiliate, okay? You can see how many subscribers I have. I'm not. But I work and I buy their products and Transfer Express products, and I can send them an email in the middle of the night. I can do anything, and if they're closed, they will call me. They will call me with any questions, and they will make sure that I'm taken care of. I've heard really good things about Heat Press Nation with their customer service and everything, but they didn't do that. So if I was comparing the two, Stalls definitely has the upper hand when it comes to customer service in regards to the customer service that I personally received from Heat Press Nation, or the lack thereof, whichever way you call it. Now, getting to the press itself, pressing with it, there's one thing that annoys me. I don't have a manual, so I don't know if this can be changed. If it can, please leave me a comment. But it beeps at 3 seconds when it starts to count down. When it reaches 3 seconds left, it's beeping until it opens. That irritates the hell out of me. I mean, when you're pressing hundreds of garments a day, that gets old listening to that beep. I wish there was something where you could just turn that off. It's an auto open. I don't need it. I'm standing right there. So it's just annoying. As far as pressing itself, the auto open, that's awesome. I love it because I can turn around and kind of walk away if I'm doing something, or if it's a cold peel or a warm peel, I can be distracted and not worry that I'm burning a garment up. So that's nice. As far as like the pressure with pulling it down, huge difference from like Amazon presses. Really, really impressed. It's just nice and smooth and easy to clamp down. The other thing that I have noticed, I'm telling you guys, I started my business with, I want to say it was, good Lord, I can't even remember, but they're on Amazon and they're like 180, 190 bucks, and they're the yellow 15 by 15 Fancier Studios. That's it. And that worked. That worked for getting my business started. It lasted about a year, and then it took a crap. And so I ordered another one, and that one that I ordered was the Tussie press. Now, Tussie was much better about some questions I had about the press and stuff as far as Amazon goes, because they're coming from China, and when you email them or send a question, you're usually not going to hear back until the next day because of the time difference. But they were really quick at answering some of my questions and stuff, so I thought, wow, okay, I'm a little impressed with this Amazon seller of this press. So it came in, and I liked it better than I liked the Fancier Studios, mainly because it was quiet. My Fancier Studio one was kind of one of those when you lifted it up, it sounded like all these springs had just kind of set off. So it was just, it sounded chintzy, if you know what I'm talking about. So, but when I used my heat gun to check the temperature on the Tussie press, it was all over the place. It would be 400 degrees in some spots, and I had set it like 320. It'd be 400 and some 186 in the other, and I thought, okay, I'm shaking the heat gun, and I'm thinking maybe something's just wrong with this, right? but it wasn't the heat gun. It was just the press. And I thought, well, I've got it now and I've got to get these orders out. So I'm going to start using it. And it worked. But a lot of times I'd have to raise that temp up much higher than what was recommended by the manufacturer of whatever vinyl or transfer product that I was using. So the whole point of this is I've noticed now with using this Heat Press Nation Signature Series 15x15 auto open, pull out drawer, clamshell press, that the difference in the amount that you pay, $750 versus $200, is huge. I would have never said it before. I've been like, you'll be fine with getting an Amazon press, but really, yeah, you might be fine, but you're going to run into some problems. If you're doing this as a hobby, by all means, just get yourself a heat press off Amazon. You'll probably be just fine. If you're doing it as a business, I would not suggest an Amazon press, and I'll tell you why. My press, I'm pretty sure heating element started to go out in the Amazon press, and I started to get orders coming back that had lifting all in the same area of every garment that came in over all different types of decorating methods, from screen printed transfers to digital prints to vinyl. So I right away I started seeing this pattern of just the same area where this was lifting, and I thought, okay, something's wrong with my press. I need to upgrade. But what worried me is that how many people didn't say anything. How many people just will never come back and use me or you for their t-shirt, sweatshirt, garment needs again. And it's important that you have good word of mouth, or that you don't lose those customers. And I felt like by using something that that's all I could afford at the time, that I risked the quality of the product that was going out. And now using this press just over these 2 weeks, I can feel the difference. I can feel the difference in the vinyl, where it doesn't feel crunchy. I use Caesar Stretch a lot, as much as I can, even though there's limited colors. I like how thin it feels and how soft it is on a garment, but it had started to feel crunchy, and it was like lifting. Or we would test wash our garments here. I'll make stuff for my husband and he'll wear it. And he's hard on it, but everybody's going to be hard on their garments, and he'll wash it and dry it over and over and over. And it all started to crack. And we had garments that I had made years ago that have not cracked. And so we started to really attribute the issues that we were having with the decoration was how it was being applied. And so now we've noticed, just using this press, that the screen printed transfers, how much softer they are and how much more embedded they are into the garment. It's just better quality. The stuff is getting applied like it is supposed to be applied, how it's intended to be applied to the garment. And in turn, we're putting out a better quality product because of it. We're putting out what should have been put out to begin with. So if I was going to tell you anything, if you were looking at doing this as a business, do yourself a favor and buy a quality press. Save up for the quality press. Get yourself a Cricut or a Silhouette or whatever you want to do on that end to get yourself started, but really save up the money. If you buy anything, your first big purchase, it should be a quality press. And I wish I would have done it a lot sooner, because there is a huge, huge difference between what I've pressed on an Amazon press and what I've pressed on a more expensive intermediate quality press. It's not even the highest of the highest, but it's much, much better than what I had from Amazon. So that's all I basically wanted to go over with you today. If you're kind of on the fence about purchasing a press, the press itself overall, I couldn't be much happier with it. I just wish I would have got a manual and maybe got some kind of verbal, physical response from Heat Press Nation, especially when you're making a purchase of almost $1,000. So otherwise, that's all I have for you today. I hope all of you are out there staying safe, and I'll come back with another video tomorrow. Bye.